Don't ever drink anything a stranger gives you just because she looks pretty. That's what Blessing's mother used to say. But the people of Riverlane forgot. And that's how the curse began. Riverlane was a big city, filled with noise, traffic, music, and the scent of roasted corn by the roadside. It was a place where everyone was chasing something: money, fame, beauty, or attention. People wore fine clothes, posted pictures on social media, and acted like they had everything figured out. But deep down, most of them were tired, broke, and broken. Blessing was one of the few different ones. She was a quiet university girl. She liked to read, paint, and stay in her small one-room apartment on the edge of the city. She had big dreams, but not much money. Still, she was content. Her hair was natural, her clothes were simple, and her shoes had seen better days, but she smiled every time she looked in the mirror. But everything changed the day Jessica arrived. It happened on a hot Wednesday afternoon. The sun was high. People were dragging their feet, complaining about fuel prices and NEPA. That was when a gold-colored SUV drove slowly into Riverlane's biggest street market, Marua Junction. Nobody had ever seen a car like that before. It was sleek, shiny, and glittered like it came from heaven. It stopped right in front of the biggest boutique, and then the door opened. First came the red heels, then the smooth legs, then the long, silky dress that shimmered like diamonds. Finally, she stepped out, tall, light-skinned, with hair so long it almost touched her waist. Her lips were painted pink, her eyes sparkled, and her fingers carried golden rings. Even her perfume danced in the air like magic. People stopped. Mouths opened. Time slowed down. "Who is she?" one trader whispered. "She looks like a goddess," a teenager said. Somebody took out a phone and began to record. Jessica didn't say a word. She smiled, looked around, and walked into the boutique like she owned it. By the time she came out 30 minutes later, she had already bought clothes worth millions. She entered her car, drove off, and left the street buzzing like a beehive. Everyone was talking about her. The next day, she came back. This time, she wasn't alone. She had girls following her. Pretty girls with new makeup and shiny dresses. They were laughing, smiling, and holding small golden bottles. They were calling it miracle water. "Just one drop and your skin will glow," one girl said. "Your business will succeed," another added. "Boys will chase you. Girls will envy you," one whispered. People listened. They watched. Some laughed, thinking it was a joke. But by the end of that day, the first 20 bottles were sold out. And that was only the beginning. By the end of the week, everyone knew the name Jessica. She had opened a white and gold shop in the city center. It had glass doors, a gold logo, and a giant screen outside playing videos of glowing skin, smiling faces, and people dancing in joy. Inside the shop, she sat on a white throne chair, wearing long gowns, gold eyelashes, and a calm smile. The shop smelled like sweet flowers, played soft music. Everyone who entered came out with something: a bottle, a perfume, or a glow cream. But the main product, the one everybody wanted, was the miracle water. Jessica said it came from her mother, who she called the Giver. She said it had been passed down from generation to generation. It was pure, holy, and rare. She sold it for 25,000 Nigerian nairas per small bottle. First, people complained. "Too expensive," they shouted. But when they saw the first few customers looking brighter, richer, and happier, they changed their minds. Everyone wanted to try it. Even Blessing's close friend Amanda bought one. "Are you sure about this?" Blessing asked Amanda one evening. Two girls sat under a mango tree by their hostel, eating noodles and talking about school. Amanda held up the golden bottle. "Look at me, Blessing. Look at my skin already. It's only been 2 days." Blessing stared. It was true. Amanda looked different. Her skin glowed under the streetlight. Her voice was softer. Her eyes sparkled. "I feel powerful," Amanda said. "Like I can do anything." Blessing frowned. But it's just water. How can water do all that? Amanda giggled. It's not ordinary water. It's miracle water. Jessica said it connects us to blessings. Who is this Jessica SCF? Blessing asked, biting her lower lip. Where did she even come from? Nobody knows, Amanda said. But who cares? Look at her life. Look at her skin, her car, her shop. If I can be like that, why not? Blessing looked at the bottle again. It was cold and shiny. Something about it made her shiver. Just don't drink too much, Blessing said. Amanda smiled. I'm already on my second bottle. 1 week later, Amanda stopped coming to class. She didn't answer calls. She stopped posting on WhatsApp. Then others began to disappear too, mostly young girls. One by one, some who came back were different. Quiet, pale, afraid of light. One girl said she couldn't sleep anymore. Another said her dreams were filled with a dark place and burning candles. Someone else screamed and ran when she saw her reflection in a mirror. People whispered. Was it the water? No one wanted to believe it. Through all, Jessica still looked perfect. Her smile was still warm. Her shop was still full. But Blessing noticed something else. At night, behind closed doors, Jessica's lights never went off. Sometimes, if you passed her shop at midnight, you could hear strange whispers and soft chanting. Some said they saw shadows dancing behind the glass. Blessing had had enough. She decided to visit Jessica herself. She wore her cleanest dress, brushed her hair, and walked into the glowing shop on a Friday morning. Place was full. Girls were trying on clothes. Boys were spraying perfume. The floor was shiny. The walls were gold. At the end of the room sat Jessica, smiling as usual. Blessing walked up to her. Good morning, she said politely. Jessica tilted her head. Welcome, my dear. What's your name? Blessing, she replied. Jessica smiled wider. You're already blessed then. She handed her a bottle. First one is free. Try it tonight. Blessing took the bottle, smiled, and walked out. But she didn't drink it. She took it to someone special. In the quiet part of the city lived a woman people feared and respected, Mama Favor. They called her a prophetess. Some said she spoke to angels. Others said she could see the spirit world. But one thing was sure, she never smiled for nonsense. Blessing arrived at her house that night, holding the miracle water tightly. Mama Favor opened the door, looked into Blessing's eyes, and said, Child, you've seen something. Come inside. Blessing entered, and together they prayed. They lit a white candle. Mama Favor held the bottle in her hands. She frowned. Then she gasped. What is this evil? She said. Blessing's heart raced. Is it really dangerous? Mama Favor looked into the candlelight. This is not water. It is a spiritual chain. It binds the drinker to a dark covenant. Covenant. Blessing whispered. Yes, Mama Favor said. The woman selling this is not who she claims to be. She's hiding something. Something ancient. Something cursed. Blessing's mouth went dry. Then we have to stop her. Mama Favor nodded slowly. Yes, but we must be careful. The battle is not physical. It is spiritual. Outside in her glowing shop, Jessica opened her eyes. She had felt something. Someone had broken the circle. She rose from her throne slowly. Her face twitched. Then she whispered, So the girl is awake. And for the first time in Riverlane, the lights in Jessica's shop went off. The sun didn't rise quickly in Riverlane the next day. Clouds were heavy. The streets were quiet. Even the usual shouting of bus conductors and the beep of Kiki horns seemed low. It was as if the city could feel it. Something was wrong. Inside her small room, Blessing couldn't sleep. She sat up in bed, hugging her knees, her eyes fixed on the now empty bottle of miracle water. It had been handed to Mama Favor the night before, but the chill that passed through her when Jessica smiled at her, that feeling hadn't left. She opened her journal and wrote down 3 words. She is hiding. Jessica. The one everyone admired. The one girls looked up to. The one boys tried to impress. The one who seemed perfect, too perfect. Something about her smile now looked fake. Too wide. Too clean. Too cold. Blessing didn't know what she would do yet, but she knew one thing. Someone had to stop her. That morning, the news started spreading like fire. Amanda was missing. Her roommate had woken up and found Amanda's bed empty. Her phone was left behind. Her bag, too. But Amanda was gone. Her last known location? Jessica's shop. Blessing's hand shook as she read the texts flying around on WhatsApp. She went to get her 3rd bottle yesterday. Someone said she was acting weird before she left. I heard she started crying for no reason and saying her mother's name. Do you think it's the water? Blessing stood up. She didn't bother brushing her hair. She just wore jeans and a big shirt, picked her bag, and ran out of the room. Jessica's shop didn't look like a shop anymore. It looked like a temple. The glass door was gone. It was now covered with white curtains and long red beads. The music playing inside had changed, slow drum beats with humming voices. 3 girls stood outside, guarding the door. Their eyes were wide and glassy. They didn't blink much. Their faces had fake smiles stuck on them like paint. They all held the golden bottles in their hands like weapons. Blessing stood across the street and watched. She saw 2 men walk in, laughing. A few minutes later, they came out, their faces blank and pale, not saying a word. They walked like robots. She quickly took a video and sent it to Mama Favor. Blessing. Mama, things are worse today. Mama Favor. I felt it too, my child. The spirits are waking. Come quickly. Blessing turned and walked toward the bus stop. But just as she reached the corner, someone grabbed her wrist. She turned sharply. It was a girl. No, it was Amanda. But this was not the Amanda she knew. Her hair was uncombed. Her face had small cuts. Her lips were dry. Her eyes were dark and hollow like a tunnel. Her body shook like she was freezing. Blessing, she whispered, her voice cracked. Run. Don't look at her eyes. Amanda. Blessing cried. What happened to you? Amanda opened her mouth to speak, but nothing came out. Then she screamed, a loud, painful scream, and fell to the ground, shaking like someone having a fit. People stopped and stared. 2 of Jessica's guards rushed over, grabbed Amanda, and dragged her back toward the shop. Blessing shouted, Leave her alone! But the girls didn't answer. Their smiles remained as they pulled Amanda inside. Blessing watched helplessly, tears rising in her eyes. She turned and ran. At Mama Favor's house, the room was darker than before. Candles lit every corner. The smell of anointing oil and burnt herbs filled the air. A Bible was open on the table, next to a bottle of the so-called miracle water that was now sealed in a black cloth. Mama Favor didn't waste time. I told you, she said as Blessing ran inside. The water is a lie. The bottle is just a trap. It's not even what's inside that matters. It's the agreement your soul makes when you take it. Blessing sat down, breathing hard. Amanda tried to warn me. She's not herself anymore. She drank it more than once? Mama asked. Yes. She was on her 3rd bottle. Mama closed her eyes. The more you take it, the deeper you go. The 1st bottle touches your dreams. The 2nd enters your emotions. The 3rd bottle. She paused. It owns you. Blessing felt her whole body go cold. So how do we stop it? Mama stood slowly. You can't fight what you don't understand. You need to see what's behind the glow. That night they began a fast. No food. No distractions. Just prayer. Reading. Worship. Silence. Mama Favor said the only way to fight spiritual darkness is with spiritual light. She taught Blessing how to anoint herself, how to pray with scripture, how to call on the Holy Spirit to reveal hidden things. They spent hours in worship, even when their eyes burned from tiredness. By midnight, Mama Favor placed a white cloth over Blessing's head, held her hands and prayed, "Father, show her. Open her eyes. Let her see what Jessica really is." Candles flickered. The room went still, and Blessing's eyes closed. She found herself in a strange place. It looked like a hall, but it wasn't made of bricks or concrete. It was made of black smoke and shadows. The air was heavy. The floor was cold. In the center stood Jessica, but it wasn't Jessica anymore. Her dress was now black. Her hair was like dried snakes. Her face had long cracks. Her eyes glowed red. Around her were people, dozens of them, kneeling in a circle wearing white robes. Their heads were bowed. Their mouths were shut. Their souls trapped. And behind Jessica, sitting on a large broken throne, was something older, something uglier. An old woman with rotting skin. Eyes like coal. Fingers long like claws. Her voice echoed, "Bring more. Bring the pretty ones. Bring the greedy ones. Let them drink. Let them worship." Blessing opened her mouth to scream, but the old woman turned her head and looked right at her. "Ah, so the stubborn one is watching," the woman hissed. "Should I come for you now?" Blessing shouted, "Jesus!" And everything exploded. She woke up gasping for air. Mama Favor held her tightly, praying in tongues, pouring oil over her head. "You went deep," she said. "Did you see her?" Blessing nodded, her body shaking. "It's not just Jessica. There's something behind her. An old woman. Something evil. She wants more people." Mama Favor closed her eyes. That's her real mother. Her name is Beatrice, a witch from ancient days. She was banished centuries ago. Now she's back, using Jessica as her vessel. "So what do we do?" Blessing asked. "We prepare," Mama said. "There will be war." Back in the city, the next day felt strange. The street vendors were quiet. The sun refused to shine. Jessica's shop was now covered in black curtains. Some said it had turned into a private lounge. Others said it was only for members. A new rumor spread. You can only enter if you've drunk at least one bottle of the water. And the ones who drank it? They were getting worse. Someone posted a video on TikTok of a girl who scratched her own face in the market, saying she was hearing voices. Another boy was seen standing in the middle of the road, talking to himself and shouting, "She's watching me! She's watching me!" People started asking questions. Is it really a miracle? What if we've been lied to? But fear held them back. And Jessica? She sat in her throne, smiling. Blessing knew they had to move fast. She and Mama Favor came up with a plan. A bold one. They would gather those who hadn't drunk the water yet, especially the ones asking questions. They would start with small prayer groups. Quiet, simple, powerful. Then they would hold a public gathering, a citywide call to break the covenant. They printed flyers. They posted videos. They sent voice notes. They called it the Light Unveiling. It would happen at the city park in 5 days. But word got back to Jessica, and she was not pleased. That night, Jessica left her shop for the first time. She drove through the city, dressed in black, with no music and no guards. She stopped in front of Blessing's hostel and stared at the building. Her eyes turned yellow. Inside her car, she whispered, "I warned you." That moment, Blessing's light bulb went out. Then her window cracked. The air turned cold. She grabbed her Bible and began to pray. The shadows outside moved, but they couldn't enter. Jessica hissed and sped away into the night. Night in Riverlane used to feel like peace. Soft wind, music from small speakers, laughter from open compounds. But now the nights were heavy, like something dark sat on the roofs of houses, watching, breathing, waiting. Even the crickets were silent. Inside Mama Favor's house, candles were burning low. Smoke curled in the air like ribbons, wrapping around the window bars. Blessing sat cross-legged on a white mat, facing Mama, who was quiet, her hands folded. They had just finished midnight prayer. But tonight felt different. "Something is coming," Mama Favor said softly. Blessing looked up. "I know. I saw her. She came to my window." Mama Favor didn't look surprised. "She's angry. The spirits she serves are restless. You've shaken the roots of her altar." Blessing's eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean to fight her. I just wanted to save Amanda. To save people." Mama leaned forward. "And that's exactly why she fears you." The next morning, Blessing didn't go to class. Instead, she dressed in all white, tied her natural hair back, and followed Mama Favor to an old prayer mountain at the edge of Riverlane near the dry riverbed. It was quiet there. No houses. No buses. Just dust, sun, and silence. They climbed slowly, both carrying bottles of water and long sticks. Mama led the way, her back straight, her hands steady. Blessing followed, each step heavy with fear and purpose. When they got to the top, Mama Favor spread a white wrapper on the ground. They knelt and began to pray. Not soft prayers. Warfare. Every power hiding in beauty be exposed. Every altar pretending to give favor catch fire. Every name that is not of God be scattered. Let the souls of the deceived be free. Blessing shouted with all her heart, tears falling freely. Her body shook. Her hands trembled. Then something happened. The wind stopped. Trees stilled. And Mama Favor spoke, not in her voice but in something deeper, older. She was born not as Jessica, but as Zinnia, a child of bitterness. Her mother, Beatrice, was once a powerful prophetess, until pride and jealousy led her into the dark sea. Blessing's eyes widened. "She made a deal," Mama continued, "to become beautiful forever, to glow, to rule women through beauty and men through desire. But the price was blood. Many blood." Mama's voice grew louder. She passed the curse to her daughter. Now the daughter must feed her spirit. Each drop